What do those dates on our food really mean? Do they mean the food goes bad on that day? These labels are often misunderstood, and a lot of consumers don't realize there's different kinds of these date labels. In the US, there's basically 4 kinds: best by, use by, sell by, and expiration. Only the last one is a safety date, pertaining to whether the food is no longer wholesome. Best by and use by are estimates from the manufacturer about when properties like taste and texture may no longer be at peak. The optimal flavor might start to dip, or the food might start losing a little bit of its crunchiness, for example. So it's not about health safety. The food doesn't become less safe to eat on that date. As for sell by, it's an indication for the store. It indicates how long to display the item. And again, it's not a health safety date. It's not the day when the food starts going bad. Depending on the product, they can often be eaten days, sometimes weeks, sometimes even months after that date, as long as there's no clear indication that the food's gone bad, like sourness or strange smell or mold or something like that. A lot of consumers don't realize this because these labels are kind of confusing, they all kind of sound alike, and so a lot of people end up throwing away food unnecessarily that's still perfectly good. Knowing about these labels can save some money and avoid food waste. Now, one exception is baby formula or infant formula. This is from the USDA. Except for infant formula, if the date passes during home storage, and they're referring to the use by or best by dates, a product should still be safe and wholesome if handled properly until time spoilage is evident, like if it has an off odor or taste or texture. And in that case, it should not be eaten. So baby formula is an exception because for most of these foods in the US, these date labels are optional. The USDA does not mandate them. But for baby formula, the USDA requires a use by date, and that's based on product analysis and testing that's aimed at ensuring that the nutrient composition of the formula isn't off. For most other foods, the use by or best by labels are primarily looking at this property of peak taste or peak texture and not safety per se. Now, in Europe, it's a little different. Of course, it had to be a curveball. We couldn't have everybody be on the same page. In Europe, the label best before is similar to the American best by label. It's mostly about this peak texture, peak flavor, and not about safety per se. But use by in Europe is about food safety, and it is best to avoid eating food past that date. To recap this whole mess, in the US, best by and use by are about peak qualities like optimal flavor and optimal texture, not safety, but expiration date does indicate when the product may not be safe anymore. While in Europe, best before is about those peak qualities of flavor and texture, not safety, but use by is about food safety. This is the general rule for the continent. There might be some variation from country to country, so let me know what it's like where you're based and how you deal with all this issue. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.